the show, just to make sure that there's no confusion. And tonight's show is called, or the series is called, The Real You. Okay, it's called The Real You. I'm just going to see if something copy. Yeah, maybe it does. I'm just going to see if it's coming out on YouTube. Okay, I think the show, just to make sure that there's no confusion. Okay, we seem to be going out. All right, so let me just do what I'm doing, which is to do screen share. Right, here we go. I mean that? Yeah, I do mean that. And I mean, yeah, I do mean that. Okay, so there we are. So tonight's show is called The Real You. It's The Real You live stream. And I'm just going to check stuff and see if it's coming out. And probably. Okay. Yeah, it is. There's Hammy Hamster there. And let's see if we've got a microphone there. Just waiting for Hammy Hamster. Yes, Hammy Hamster there as well. Okay, so we're on we're on both for the moment. Anyway. So that's fantastic. Right, let me just put that in a thing here. Don't need to cheat to YouTube, do we? Okay, so tonight's going to be an interesting show. Good show, I think. There we go. Just waiting for something to happen. Not much is happening. There we go. It's probably happened. Don't know where it went. Anyway, there we go. So we've got a good show for you tonight. So, but I'm going to check the comments on what am I doing? Check the comments on Facebook. So please comment on Facebook. I'm not really looking. On Facebook instead tonight. Right, hang on. In English. There we go. Okay. Right, so let's get right down to it. I decided the audio was coming out, didn't I? So I always worry about that. Yeah, so hopefully. Oh, there's no audio there now. Come on. Okay, that's freaked me out. There's no audio now. Is it playing? Oh, yeah. Okay, it wasn't playing. That's why the audio wasn't coming out. I'll just check it once more on YouTube. Let's make sure the audio's coming out. Okay, it is. Brilliant. All right. Fantastic. Right, so should be a good show for you tonight. So, tonight's show, The Real You, live stream, okay, episode number 8. You may wonder where the other 7 went. Is about to-do lists, or as I like to call them, to-don't lists. So why do I call them to-don't lists? I call them to-don't lists because basically you make a list of stuff that you think you're going to do today and you don't do it. So you end up transferring nearly all of them onto tomorrow's to-do list. And then you have an even bigger to-do list, and I just don't really like them. So I understand why people use them, and, there's probably, maybe there's a point of having, a list of some of them, but it's not the best way to work and to live. It's not the best way to work and to live, which is what I want to do with you tonight. So why or what have to-do lists or to-don't lists have got to do with, working at home and being at home more than normal, and, creating an ideal environment at home to be you. So what do to-do lists have to do with that? So yesterday we did a really good show, and the day before was a really good show as well, which was about, the way to kind of, manage yourself, and, to avoid, Groundhog Days, and to have a fulfilling, time at home. Okay. And if that sounds remarkable, it's because it was. I don't think anybody's ever told you anything as powerful about working at home and being at home as the last 2 days shows. Okay, so check them out if you can. But today is in a similar vein because what we don't want to do when we're working at home or being at home more, just move that microphone, there we go, is to make to-do lists and then not do them and then transfer them to the next day and then get more and more demotivated at your ever increasing to-do list and the fact that you hardly ever get any of your to-do list to done. And that's why I call them to-don't lists. So I'm going to show you a better way. Okay, and I'm going to show you the way to manage yourself, really, basically, when you're at home. Whether you're working at home or you're enjoying yourself at home. So just before I do that, let me just share something semi-personal. So today was a difficult day for me, okay, because of the situation. And it was hard for me to stay on path. It was hard to be motivated and it was hard to be focused. And again, a to-do list would not cope with that. Okay, so the way that I managed to get going again was to do what I'm going to tell you tonight. So again, this is why it's really important. But what underlines the process that I'm going to show you tonight, which is going to be a million times better than a to-do list, is to know your why, to know your big why. So in other words, you've decided to do something. Okay, and things will get difficult. Okay, there'll always be obstructions, and things will always be hard to finish. And you're always going to want to perfect things and procrastinate over things and all this kind of stuff. And that's totally natural, but we can't afford to do that. Okay. So, what do? Well, we have to rely on our big why. So the big why basically is, is not to think of stuff as goals or milestones, as such. Okay. I mean, we need goals and milestones to know how far we've got, but that's not the point. Okay. And as we said in one of the other shows, in Reiki terms, we want to enjoy the journey. Okay, we want to enjoy the journey because just arriving or completing our goal, isn't enough. It's not the we can't stop living. Once we've achieved our goals. Okay, so in Reiki we say enjoy the journey. Okay, because the journey, is the whole point. When we reach the top of the mountain, we don't jump off. So basically, when we reach one goal, there should, in fact, be another, because there should always be another goal to achieve. So if there's always another goal to achieve, what's the point? Where does it end? Well, it doesn't end, and it's about enjoying the journey. Okay, because it's not about finishing the goals. I mean, to one extent, obviously it is. If you're doing a project for work or something, or a project for yourself, you want to finish it, and that's the goal, and there'll probably be several goals in that as well. But it's not the point. Okay, we need to achieve the goals, reach the milestones, but that isn't the point. The point of life, basically, is to enjoy the journey. It's the experience. It's who you achieved the goal with. It's who appreciates that goal, and then and what that goal leads to, and that's again another part of the journey. Okay, so the point isn't to achieve goals. Okay, although we do need to reach these goals. Okay, so the point is not to achieve the goals, although we do need to reach the goals. The point is, or in fact, let me put it slightly differently. The joy in life is the journey between goals. Okay? And hopefully you understand that. And you may not completely agree with that yet, and I hope you will come to understand why this is important. And also, it gives us a get out of jail free card. Okay, because if we, for some reason, if we do not achieve a goal, and is that even really true? But we probably mean, by a time deadline, because we can always, excuse me, we can always go back and achieve the goal another time. So really, when we say we haven't achieved a goal, we really mean we've missed a deadline. So even that's a kind of nonsensical context. But if for any reason we don't achieve a goal, and for some reason say we don't go back to it, we haven't failed. Okay, because that's negative self talk anyway. We would never want to say we failed. Okay, because we haven't. We just we need to practice. Honest, we need to practice joy. Okay, that's basically my entire message really is that we need to practice joy. You need to work out what makes you happy and do that and practice that, and get better and better at, feeling joy and being joyful. Okay, and we need to practice that. We can't, nothing's really, nothing worth having is instant gratification. Okay, we always have to work at things, and practice things to make them better. Okay, so so that's the point. So so enjoying the journey, give us a get out of jail free card, in case we miss a goal or miss a goal's deadline. And because it's a journey, we can take the journey to that goal at any point we like. Okay, so you see how beautifully simple it makes it. Anyway, but life isn't about a series of to-do lists. Okay, so, and it isn't really about events and milestones either. We need the events and milestones to know, how far we've come. But really, the journey, if you like, or the point is enjoy the journey, and that journey is, we need to practice that journey in itself. And what we're doing is we're working towards, joy, basically. Okay, and that might be a bit, new age for you. You might think I'm talking, nonsense, but think about it. Leave it as a seed in your brain, and think, what is the purpose of life? And it isn't to reach the top of the mountain. It's it's to experience the whole thing of going up the mountain and then being able to share the experience of having climbed the mountain with other people. And then what do? We go climb another mountain. So, is climbing the mountain, the thing? Is that the win? Well, it is a win, but it's not the win. It's not the point. The point is the journey of climbing the mountain at all. And even if you only get halfway up the mountain, it's the joy of getting halfway up the mountain. Okay, so that's that. Anyway, so to-do list. So the problem with to-do lists is that we think that life is linear. So we think that we're somewhere today and we want to be somewhere tomorrow, which we'll call a goal, or a milestone, whichever you prefer. And although milestones are usually, steps to the goal, but there'll be multiple goals as well. So I'm making it a bit complicated now. Anyway, but there's somewhere we want to be tomorrow, and we believe, or we map out, this linear path where we think, well, to go from where I am today to where I want to be tomorrow, I'm going to have to do 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and if we get stuck at 1 or we get stuck at 2, then we can't get to 3, and we get really frustrated about that. Okay, and we can look at the 3 steps and think, wow, that's a lot of steps. I can't even be bothered to start. Okay, but the real thing is that life isn't linear anyway. Okay, because things happen in random orders, and while we might be waiting for step 1, we could be getting on with step 2 or a bit of step 3, or whatever. So it's not really linear. And as I say, it's very easy to get stuck with linear, because even mentally we think, well, I can't do step 2 until I've done step 1, so I'm going to have to wait. And then we wait and we do nothing and we're not achieving anything. So how do we get around this? And this is a typical to-do list kind of scenario, because we can write these steps down. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sorry, let me have a drink because I'm coughing a lot. Okay. And so basically I find to-do lists frustrating. Because we think they're linear and they hold us up. So this is actually the way life works, and it's more of a spider's web. So basically, this is the kind of the project or whatever, and then this is our goal. And it doesn't even really matter where we are today, because no matter where we are today, we need to be in this circle. Okay, and we're going to have a why, a big why as to why this circle even matters. But in this circle, and to achieve these goals, there are these steps, and I'm actually not going to call them steps now. I'm going to call them activities. Okay, so we've got activity 1, activity 3, activity 5, and it also doesn't actually matter what order we do them in. In order to reach the goal, they all need to be done. Okay, it doesn't matter. They all need to be done to achieve the goal. And the other thing that I find is that, the goal is never really ever done anyway. We always want to perfect that goal or extend that goal, or, something or other, or refine that goal, and, or just, see if we can do better at that goal. And doing better at that goal relies on us revisiting the activities. So although it is, a linear path in terms of, there are steps that need to happen, I put it to you, they're not linear steps, because we can do them in any order and in any amount. And if we need to do more of number 4 than number 1, then we can just do that. And all that matters in terms of reaching our goal is that we work towards doing all of the activities, because only when all of the activities are done do we achieve the goal. And as I say, it doesn't matter really what order we do the activities in. And some activities may need to be done more, and some activities may need to be revisited and refined more. But the point is, as long as we're doing the activities, we are working towards the goal. And I know I say that word, working towards a lot, and that's because I think it's paramount to, happiness, basically. Okay, and that's really the way it is. And also in terms of to-do list, it doesn't really matter. And if you're in the mood, which is a big problem that I have, if I'm not in the mood to write copy, then, I can try and force myself to, chain myself to the chair and write copy, but I'm not in the mood. If I'd rather be doing, a bit of video editing, then, if that's one of my activities, then that's what I should be doing. Okay? Because we just want to go with the flow and get in the zone. Okay? Not having to fight ourselves. Okay, so as I say, when we have activities to do, and we can do them in any order, and we can do them when we're in the mood, and we can work on them as much or as little as we like, and we just know that until we've done all the activities, the goal is not finished. And we're, as long as we're doing those activities, we're working towards the goal, and everything's sweet. Okay, and we don't really need a to-do list to do this. Okay, because we know the 5 activities that we need to get done. Okay, now the really good news, I think, is that this kind of process, this framework, works for pretty much anything. So it doesn't matter whether you're writing a book, or you're doing art, or you're programming a game, or you're creating, making a film, or you're composing music, or you're creating a comic, or you own a SaaS software company, and you're developing software. It doesn't matter if you're trying to be a coach or a life coach. It doesn't matter. I shouldn't have put that abbreviation there because I've forgotten what that was. But anyway, whatever that was. And, so it doesn't, matter, what we're doing. And it could be, if you want to feng shui your room, okay, or you want to put up a shelf, it's all kind of the same thing, the same process, the same framework, framework applies. Okay, and we just need to work out what the key activities are and then just do them. And in a thing that I created called the Art Eco Framework, I basically created a 16-week launch plan or launch blueprint. Actually, FW is framework. There we are. So the Art Eco Framework, there we go. I did a 6-week launch blueprint of how to, basically take these 5 key activities over 16 weeks to reach your goal. And in this case, the goal was, to release one of these things, a book or, or a film or a game or, whatever it is. And, obviously the thing needs to exist, or you need to be making the thing whilst you're, following the 16-week plan, which is possible because a lot of these things can be done live. But, the 16 weeks is basically the process to, promote or get the thing out there, or to make the thing happen. Okay, so let's take a proper example and see what we're doing. Let me just see if there's any comments come in. Okay, not that I'm seeing. Let's type in, are you with me so far? Let's see if I've got a comment there, if that helps you. Okay. So let's look at a real example. Right. So what's this one about? Oh yeah. So this is let's say this is my music career here. Okay. So traditionally, or in the old days, whatever, we would say, let's get rid of that. And they should probably say steps anyway, but it doesn't really matter. So they all say steps. Maybe I'll just do it super quick. I can't select it, so maybe I won't. Okay, so traditionally we would go, where am I today? So I have a song, in my head at least. Okay, or I can, create a song in my head, and I want to be, rich and famous. And for everyone in the world, to hear my song. Okay, that's usually the plan, and so the point is, how do we do that? Okay, and again, we think it's a straight line. So let me just, oops, no. So traditionally, it might have been I'm going to lump some of these together. I don't know why I can't double click it anyway. To record and produce the song. And then in the old days, it might have been, sorry, I'll move my T-strand here, get over the way. There we go. The song. And then in the old days, it might have been, to get an agent. And then the agent might have led to getting a record company. Okay, and then the record company, would promote us, and we do some sort of tour and press, media, TV, PR, and all that kind of stuff, and then we end up with millions of pounds, and everyone in the world would hear our song. Okay, that's the kind of traditional idea in the old industry, and that's the linear path that we would follow. And the problem with that path, I mean, the problem is it doesn't exist anymore. Okay, the number of artists that record companies are signing up is quite small. The way people discover music isn't by top of the pops or record company posters anymore. It's more like things like Spotify or whatever. So the industry's actually changed, but the problem was that everything would be a roadblock. Okay, and in a to-do list, we just stumble and fall. So we even just recording and producing the song, until that had happened, we'd be stuck, and most of the time we'd hate what we do, and we wouldn't think it was good enough, and we'd want to go back and redo it. And then finally, we've done that. Maybe that took us a year, literally. And then finding an agent or a record company to sign us would be another huge stumbling block, and we'd probably pretty much get stuck there, and at some point admit defeat, and that our music career was never going to happen. Okay, and that's the problem with the sort of linear to-do list kind of thing. Okay, so this is the real plan, now really. And basically we have an idea. We create teaser content, so we can basically show people how the song was born. Can give them backstage in the studio kind of insights, and then we put on an event where maybe we perform this song. Okay, and in some version, it might even be unplugged, or we might be doing something interactive and live with the audience, and whatever. And our end goal, now we have to work backwards for a bit. Our end goal is to get 2,500 true fans, okay? Because we don't need millions of fans anymore. We just need 2,500. It will give us, the equivalent of £100 a year, $100 a year, whatever country you want to work in, and we're sorted. Okay, so what do we need to do that? Well, before we get to 2,500 fans, we need 100 true fans. We need to get them into some sort of list so that we can get hold of them whenever we need to. So 100 fans is a bit more, doable. And when we've got 100 fans, then we just need to rinse and repeat whatever we did to get the 100 to get up to the 2,500. And when we've got 100 fans, they might well be evangelists for us and promoting it and telling it, their friends, to tune into us and all that. So it's going to kind of scale and grow anyway. But we just need 100 fans to start with. Okay, the way marketing and stuff works is we probably need, realistically, 100x that, 100 times that. So in other words, we need to be in front of 10,000 ears in order to find 100 true fans. Okay, and that sounds like a lot, but literally for $30 to $50, we can get our demo, teaser, whatever, in front of those 10,000 potential audience, and then out of that 100 will actually run with us. They'll like us and want to support us and all that kind of stuff and buy our records. Okay, and what are we going to put in front of those 10,000 people? Well, it's going to be this event. Okay, and these content teaser events. Okay, and again, that kind of looks, it seems a lot more doable. Okay, and it's in a lot smaller chunks and stuff, but it doesn't actually work like this, because this would be the to-do list method. Okay, and it's not actually real. Okay, and the problem is that we're probably not going to get 2,500 true fans with one song. So we actually need to create a song and show it to people, and then we need to create another song and show it to people, and then we need to create another song and show it to people. Okay, and if you show people the thing once, they're probably not going to get it. It's not going to be catchy enough that they'll remember it. It's not going to be important enough in their lives, so they might need to see it 7 to 15 times. So we need to do these exposure things again and again and again. Okay, and and we can do this gradually over time. So it's not about having big lumps of money. We can still do this in lumps of $50, whatever. And we just rinse and repeat when we can afford to, and when every time we run this campaign, we might get some money in, and then that's going to pay, to run more ads and more promotion, and and help us to create more content and put more events on. Okay, but it doesn't even stop there. Okay, so the reality is we can't do it with one song. So a to-do list of one song doesn't really help. And the other problem is that we can't really do one song only at a time. It's not like the singles industry where we do one single and we promote it and we sell a load, and then we do another single, we promote it and we sell a load. Okay, because we're not using that old model. So the success is going to be incremental. So in other words, we're going to get some people to hear our first song, and then we're going to tell those same people about our second song, and new people are going to hear about the second song only, and they won't even have heard the first song yet. Okay, so everything is kind of granular and modular, and and kind of building up, and and even when we get toward near towards the true fans, or we have enough true fans, we're still going to need to go back and write more stuff. Okay, we need more songs to play them, and we need more teasers, more events, and more promotions to do it. So the whole thing, actually, if you look at it, is more of a cycle. And actually, look what's happening here. This is the beauty of this kind of thing. This is an activity. This is an activity. This is an activity. This is an activity. And even that's an activity. And even that's kind of an activity. And they're all continually growing and evolving. Okay, so each one of these in itself is a circle, and then you can see that they go in circles between them. And look, that fits in beautifully with what we did here. Okay, so activity one might be having ideas and finding out what people want songs about. This might be creating the teasers. This might be putting on the events. This might be promoting the events, and this might be working on the relationship with the fans and interacting with them in the live performances and all that kind of stuff. And each one of these, as I say, can kind of be done in any order to a degree anyway. But they all need to go on, and they can all go on independently, because once we've got the song, we can rinse and repeat promoting it. Okay, I agree, we can't promote something we don't have. So this one of these needs to come first, and then we can do the loop and build this and grow this up. But then whilst that's happening simultaneously, we can write another song and then rinse and repeat that, and then that will go into the loop, and then we're going to have two songs to promote, and then we're going to do that, and then eventually we're going to promote an EP, and then eventually we're going to promote an album. They're old school kind of concepts. So these days we tend to talk about experiences more than albums, which is all very new age. But there we go. But effectively, it's a pot of content, and we can call it an album, or we can call it experience if you want, and we can call it multiple experiences if you want. But basically, it's a pot of songs, which I'm old, so I'm still going to call it an album. But really, it's an experience. Anyway, but all these things can go on, and we keep building it, and we keep, you know, we might, we might do, remixes of the record, or we might do unplugged versions of the records, or we might get other people to, cover our songs or play on our songs with us or whatever. But it's the same song, but now we're just doing other things. With the same material. But everything's kind of in a cycle and everything's growing, and you can kind of work on whichever bit you want to do at the time. If you're in a creative mood, you create. If you're not in a creative mood, then it's really hard to create. So if you're more in the mood of doing PR or whatever, or performing, then we can do that. And then when you're in the mood, then you can create. Okay, so that's kind of the way it works. And there's another bit that I'm putting in this, and and that this cycle is going to rely on us doing something else, which again we need to build into the loop. So then there's another, there's a bit on the outer loop now, where the outer loop is, talking to the press and media and building a relationship with fans and working with influencers and getting reviews and running competitions and whatever, doing tours, whatever we can do. Okay. But this isn't a to-do list. I mean, we can break it down into into a to-do list, but it'd be quite complicated, and it'd be very easy to get, as I say, demotivated and demoralized, because if we make it a list and we get stuck, we're going to make ourselves stop, even though we don't need to stop, because we think it's a linear list, and it isn't. It's actually this circle here, which I actually call an ecosystem. Okay. And if you think of it as an ecosystem, you can see, how it works and how nice it feels, because the whole thing is a kind of living, breathing, cohesive thing. And we're making it, grow and take on its own life, and, and develop and develop and develop. And an ecosystem is much more, rewarding and fun and everything than a to-do list. So you could make this into a to-do list, but I think it'd be a depressing to-do list because there'd be a lot on it. But if you just break it down and say, well, there's 5 basic things that need to go on, I can kind of do them in any order. I can work on them or plan them in any order at least. And, once some of them are done, then the others are, can be free running, and you can even hand off these things to other people, to your VA or whatever. But this is the way life actually works, and also obstacles will come, and things will need attention, and things will get out of order. And again, if we're doing just activities, it's easy to do that with a to-do list. We've got to reorder the to-do list, and etc., etc. So it might be you still love to-do lists, and you might want to put every one of these activities into a to-do list, but that's not the way I want to do it, because it isn't actually a linear path. Okay? And the whole point of this is that no matter what you are doing at home, doesn't matter what you're doing at home, this same kind of thing is going to happen. Okay? There's still going to be all these opportunities to do all of this. Okay? And because you're at home, you're working at home, or you're living life at home, it's entirely up to you what order you do. You're always working towards the goal, and the goal's going to get done when it's done. And you're not going to get depressed about to-do lists and getting stuck in a linear, list that doesn't exist. Okay. As I say, this applies to everything: books, art, film, programming, games, anything you can think of, it's going to do. This can apply to. And then the other thing, and this might freak you out, but don't get freaked out. This won't be the only thing that you're working on in your life. So there might actually be 3 of these going on at once. Okay. But again, we can decide which circle we want to work in, and we can decide which activity we want to work in. And so long as we're working on all of them at some point, then we're working towards our goals. Okay, and what might these goals be? Well, you need to answer this really yourself. But typically it might be that one of them is a work goal. So in other words, however you earn money to eat, there's a circle for that. And then whatever your life ambition is, whatever puts you in the zone, whatever is your big why, whatever it is you're trying to leave, as your legacy, whatever it is that fulfills you, that's another project that needs to go on. Okay. And, I hope that over the weeks, it hasn't been weeks yet, but over the last week, over the last few days, I'm inspiring you to think there's more to life than work. Because, you might be in a situation right now where you can't even go into work. And maybe you can do some of your work at home. Maybe you can do all of your work at home. But, you haven't got the things that, you normally get from work, which we went through in great detail yesterday. And I showed you how we could absolutely cope with that and have an even more enjoyable time. So I really, really suggest you try and watch that replay if you can, because it's a really, really good show, and I've never seen it done or explained as, I'm blowing my own trumpet, but as beautifully as I did yesterday. So I was really pleased with the way that came out, and the day before as well. So I hope I'm inspiring you that there's more to life than work. Okay. And certainly I hope that I've inspired you to understand that it doesn't really matter where you are, whether it's at work or at home or whatever, or traveling, is that, you can achieve all these things in multiple ways. And, they have certain importances, which again, you don't need to miss out on. You can experience them in very, very similar ways, even if you're working from home or traveling, or whatever it is. And then, the last one, well, it may not be the last one, but, another one is what I think, or, or what I hope I've inspired you to also think, is to realize that it's not just about your work, and it's not just about what you want or, what you can do for yourself, although, these are all important. It's also in terms of, community and humanity and all that kind of stuff. The thing that we most crave, okay, which I did on show 3 or 4, I can't remember, is to share our experiences. Okay, and I call that story, but you might call it something else, and it could just be conversation. But, we long to share our experiences with other people, and we want to hear their experiences because they, impact on our own experiences, and, we can take things from, what they've learned and apply them to what we do, and vice versa. So the sharing thing is really important, and what I've really tried to highlight to you is that even if you're at home, these connections with people have not gone. Okay, everyone is only a phone call away. Okay, literally. Or if you want to see them, you can do a video call. Okay, or if you want to talk to a lot of people, you can do a webinar or a live stream like I'm doing right now. Okay, but we still have these connections, and it doesn't have to be email, and it doesn't have to be letters, and it doesn't have to be in forums. You can literally pick the phone up and ring people and speak to them, and if you want to, do a video call and see them. Okay, and we can even share the same experiences. So we could be watching a film together. Okay, and speaking to each other, and reacting to the film, if that's what we want to do. Okay, or it might be we watch the film in silence, ideally, and then talk about the film afterwards. But we can watch the film together. We can actually run an event. Okay, it's just purely down to how we timetable our diary. We can run an event together, share a time together, share what we're actually looking at or listening to together, and then talk about it together. Okay, and that can be two people or 10 people or whatever you want. Okay, and this can apply to work projects and home projects and life projects, and just sharing. And the other thing about sharing, actually, which I just want to put in, because again, it's another thing, that I hope will inspire you, is sometimes it can get really hard to work out what you even want. What makes you happy. I struggled with that for a long time. What makes you happy, and basically, if you don't know, help others. Okay. Um, if you don't know what you want yet, then help others. And in the process of helping others, I can almost promise you that you will find, what you want. Because it's not that you're living vicariously, but their experiences and their wants and needs are going to make you, understand what you want. Okay, and in the process of helping others, you're going to work out what that is. Okay, and again, that's part of the sharing. That's part of our sharing time. In helping others, it's an unselfish act. It's not about us, and it's about helping them with what they want to do, and it will help you to find out, who you are and what you want, and as the show's now called, what the real you, not should, to find the real you that you want to become. Okay, you may not be who you want to be right now, probably not, in fact. So we're all trying to grow and understand and have new experiences. Emphasis on the word new, and so there's all these things that we haven't done yet. We don't even know what they are. There are people that are really important to us in our lives that we haven't even met yet. We've no idea, who they are or where they are, but at some point we're going to find them. Okay, and it's all about this new experiences of that. And so helping other people is a really important part of sharing, because you're sharing what they have to offer, and you're helping them to do that as well. Okay, and that's going to build connections and purpose with you, and have relationships, and then and then they're part of your life and they're part of your why, and and it's part of having a more fulfilling and complete life. Okay, and as I say, the beauty of this is that we can still do this even if we are at home, and in fact, if we're at home, it's even an advantage because we're not getting distracted by other people. And it's a small difference in that we can do it digitally, or just pick up the phone and talk to people, or see people on a video cam, rather than being in the same room with them. That's pretty much the only difference. As I said yesterday, the only thing that you're missing out is on being able to touch them and smell them, and that may not be that could be a blessing in disguise. But it's not. It's only a very small part of what's going on. And also remember, the storm will pass. Okay, that's number one message of this entire series. The storm will pass. So we will get back to to being able to see and smell people. I guess basically, touch and smell people. So that's fine. The storm will pass. Let me just put that in because it's always such an important point to make. Okay, the storm will pass. It will run out of rain eventually. As I say, never in the history of the universe, or this universe anyway, has a storm not ended. Okay, there's not a storm still running. There's not a storm still running. Let me put the inflection there. And then we can get back to normal. But in the meantime, we don't want to waste this time. We don't want to waste who we could become, because, as I say, you're probably never going to have as much free time, as much time to focus You may never have as much time as you have now. Focus on what's important to you and to do it. Okay? So it's really important that we don't waste this time. Okay, and that was my wake-up call. And and that's why I'm trying to make the very best of this time and do what's important to me, while I have the chance. And then my future life will have a direction. I'll already be, doing, this. Okay, if I waste this time now, I'm not going to get any songs out there, and I'm not going to start my music career, for instance. But if I take this time, this opportunity, I can create my music career, and then when we get back to normal, when the storm has passed, then I can go even deeper into my music career and do that. Anyway, that's it. Let me just check if there's any questions. Actually, where's that over here? Okay, I'm not seeing any. Hey, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. You can leave questions, feedback here any time. Okay. Questions wrong. Let me just do that. And as I say, I don't think it's, I don't think to-do lists work. I don't think they're suited for being at home. I think, the plan that we've got here. Actually, I left that on the wrong. Is that the poster or is that the video? I missed that in the wrong post. Sorry. Sorry, I put that in the wrong post. On the one below, right? Let me just move that. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so you can post anywhere, but obviously it'd be easier for me if you post below the video. Anyway, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you get a lot from it. As I say, I think this is absolutely wicked way of doing it. It's far more motivating and inspiring than to-do list, and it's really how life works, and it lets us actually grow, this ecosystem that we need to flourish, basically, and thrive. Okay, so that's it. I'll see you tomorrow on the next edition of the Real You live stream, and I shall see you then. Thanks for coming, and that's it. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.